EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for April 13th, 2022. It is Wednesday, and we have another very warm day today, even warmer, most likely, than what we saw on Tuesday, with some areas getting up above the 80-degree mark today in our southeastern areas and other areas approaching the 80-degree mark. That's going to be the case again on Thursday, we think, but there will be a bigger spread in temperatures here. I'll explain that. Why that is in today's video. The Wednesday video forecast is sponsored by the Walters and Zirinsky team at Keller Williams Real Estate, serving Carbon, Lehigh, and Northampton counties in eastern Pennsylvania. If you're wondering about the value of your current home, call Sarah and Mike at any time to get your free real estate market analysis. They use genuine MLS data combined with 20 years of full-time experience to give you an up-to-date and detailed forecast of current real estate values. Reach out to the Walters Zirinsky team at Keller Williams Real Estate to see for yourself what Sarah and Mike can do for you and find out what sets them apart in the real estate industry. They can be reached at 610-867-8888, proud sponsors of the Wednesday video forecast. So today we're going to have a dry day during the day. We're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies. There will be times of sun today. You're not going to have just mostly cloudy skies like it looked a few days ago. I do think you're going to get a decent amount of sun today, and for that reason, we're going to have temperatures spiking to the 75 to 82 degree range across the entire region. It's going to be very warm today, and not a bad day at all, okay? Once we get to the evening, there will be a few portions of our region that will have the opportunity for a thunderstorm or a pop-up shower, and that will be in our far western, northwestern areas here. So not really much going on today with that. There actually is a marginal risk in place, at least the time this video is recorded, for Wednesday for those interior locations, and that's in association with this. Now, yesterday's video, when I did it, it looked like it was going to be more down here in these areas for the severe potential, or stronger, not severe, but stronger potential. That has moved to the northwest in the most recent guidance, and you can see that moving basically across central PA from about State College up to Lock Haven and Williamsport up in those regions. And that's it. That's all you got for any kind of storm activity. And the rest of the area is really not much. Maybe a stray shower in somewhere, but that's about it. Okay? So overnight, you're still partly to mostly cloudy, and you have that evening isolated shower or storm in our far northwestern areas during the day, or during the overnight period tonight. Once we get to Wednesday, we have a cold front on approach. Now, this is going to be producing some seriously strong storms. They have a moderate risk for severe storms across a very large area here in the western part of the Tennessee Valley, right along the Mississippi River, actually, on either side of the Mississippi River. There should be some pretty nasty storms. Now, this is not going to translate downstream, and I spoke to this in the last couple of videos of why that is. The best forcing, again, is going to be further to the northwest, much further to the northwest, okay, up in these areas. So that's where your best forcing is, and so maybe up here you would have a little bit better of a shot if that was the case. But the numbers have come up since I did the last video, so that the instability is a little bit higher, and the forcing is a little bit higher than it was before. So some of you asked me what on the in the comments on YouTube yesterday, were asking me what forcing is. Can I explain forcing? So forcing is just a dynamic process that forces air to rise. So when you normally have, everybody knows that warm air rises toward colder air aloft. That's the natural process of, heat rises. Everybody knows that, right? So that is a natural positive buoyancy process. That's what that is. So it's just warm air rising. So if you accelerate that lifting process, because that's what it is. It's a lifting process, and it's called forced lifting, and forcing for short, okay? So forced lifting. So you have something like a cold front, which this is, or something that could accelerate that process. And the faster it rises towards that colder air aloft is a factor in severe storm potential. So here's your cold front, right? We have the cold front here. Low pressure driving this is actually way up here in the Great Lakes. So it kind of does one of these little numbers off the map. Okay, so we're far removed from the best forcing with this, but it doesn't mean there's no forcing. There is some, and it has come up since we have last spoken here in the video, and that is evident in the most recent soundings that we have for Thursday afternoon. So when this comes in, now we have a little bit better instability to work with, and this is a byproduct of being so warm on Thursday downstream, and you also have better lapse rates, pretty good shear here. So this looks like a pretty decent, again, a decent lifted index is a little bit higher than it was yesterday as well. So the numbers have come up a little bit, and that's why the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually went slight risk with this particular event. And it's not really showing too bad here on the European model. As I move over to the mesoscale stuff, not really too bad in central PA. It's going to be a singular line, it looks like, and it's going to be about a 30 to 45-minute duration at any given location. This is a gusty wind threat with this, and as this moves eastward, it gets better organized, especially when it gets to a line from between, say, Lancaster all the way up to Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. That continues straight through the Lehigh Valley, eastern Poconos, and then into northern New Jersey as we go into late afternoon and the evening. Now, because it's doing this, because you have better heating out ahead of this line. So when it runs into a better environment with a little more stability, these storms can, at least in a few spots along this line, could turn out to be a little bit stronger with some gusty winds with those lapse rates in place. So this is something that we were not looking at yesterday. It wasn't this organized or this high of a potential. Now the mesoscale models are in range. We have a better snapshot of what we could possibly expect, and that's a 3-kilometer NAM sounding right there. So because of that, we do have a potential. It wasn't looking like it initially, but now it looks like there might be a little bit something there. So we'll keep an eye on that for Thursday, late afternoon into early evening when this front moves through. Then after that point, we're going to remain warm, but just not quite as warm as we're going to be in the next 2 days. So it's going to be in the upper 60s near 70. 65 to 70 degrees spread here for both Friday and Saturday. Friday's going to be a partly cloudy day in between fronts, so we have another reinforcing cold front coming through on the lead of a trough, and that is going to come through Saturday afternoon or evening with a few showers. And then we have this trough settling into the region here for Sunday. Sunday is going to be stuck in the 50s, unfortunately. So you're going to go from, some places 80s today and tomorrow, and then you're going to have back into the 50s on Sunday with mostly sunny skies, however. All right, once we get past this point, Monday you're going to see increasing clouds, so partly cloudy to start, then mostly cloudy later in the day, and then you have an opportunity for some showers that will be overnight Monday night into Tuesday, and that will round out our 7-day forecast period, but there could be some showers here throughout the day here on Tuesday as well, and it will be cooler again. So we're going to have temperatures generally in the 50s. It looks like it's kind of low to mid 50s for a good 5 days or so until we get maybe even longer than that, actually. It might actually go a little bit longer than that, so 5 or 6 days of temperatures stuck in the low to mid 50s, it looks like, until this trough begins to slowly and gradually pull out. So we will have a little bit cooler of a stretch coming in next week, but that's going to be that problem that we'll deal with at that time. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchis. That is your outlook for April 13th, 2022. Have a great Wednesday.